Welcome to Best Choice Training. This is your Learner Induction program. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this presentation and for choosing Best Choice Training as your training provider. Best Choice Training, we promise to provide you person-centered training tailor-made to meet your individual learning needs, to provide an environment that provides you with outstanding learning experience, to also work with you and your employer to develop your skills, knowledge and behaviours, and to provide outstanding and up-to-date information, advice and guidance to ensure that you are informed about your work and your studies. We are also here to create a safe learning environment for all you, and this includes the use of online resources to keep you safe during COVID-19, to ensure that your voice is heard regarding your learning, and to also provide a blending learning approach that is suitable for everyone, and to provide outstanding resources that are relevant to your own learning. Today we will be looking at the key staff and their roles, course duration, learner's code of conduct and handbook, course handbook, safeguarding in health and safety, training dates, initial assessments and skill scans, functional skills, your training plans and 20% off the job training, also introduction to standards, assessment methods and grading, plagiarism, the awarding body and their role, qualification and career progression, your job role and your job description, employee rights and your learner voice. So key staff here at Best Choice Training, you have your assessors and your tutors, which are Tracy Turner and Leanne Peters, your internal verifier and moderator, who is Maria Spence, your functional skills tutor, who is Laura Hans, your administrators, Zara, Rahul and Phoebe, your learning liaison officer, who is Sakiv, and also Sakiv is your contract monitor as well. Course durations. Your apprenticeship programme will last 1 year and 1 day with an additional 90 days for your endpoint assessment. This is 3 months. Diplomas and BTEC and certificates, the course duration is 8 months, and functional skills, if you are required to do these, will need to be completed within the first 3 to 6 months of you beginning your apprenticeship programme. Learner code of conduct. We expect our learners to be respectful, committed and aspirational. You expect our learners to have a positive attitude. They want to learn, so attendance is required. You attend your training and your employment. We want you to achieve a high standard. We expect you to be well presented and expect you to be punctual, especially within training and your employment, and also to adhere to the classroom rules. These rules also include online learning and online Zoom meetings. Learner handbook. You will find your learner handbook on one file. If you log into your one file, which I'll talk about more shortly, you will find a Centre Resources tab. If you click on there, you will be able to find these policies for you to browse over in your own time. You'll also, in that same resource centre, find your course handbook. So you log on to your one file account, you access the handbook using the resource centre, read through these pages and then sign the declaration once you've finished reading and understanding all of this information. Safeguarding. Here at Best Choice Training we have safeguarding leads, who is Marie Spence and Tracy Turner. And then health and safety, we are adhering to COVID-19 policies, and your first aid out if you are in the building is Leanne Peters. As I mentioned, there will be a training diary for you to attend. These dates cover the end of 2020, and 2021 will be reviewed once we have come to the end of 2020. You will receive this training calendar via email also, so don't worry if you can't see the dates as such on here. Your initial assessment, you would have done an assessment on BKSB, and we use this English and Maths result to put towards your training plan, and we also use personal thinking and learning skills. This is just to help us further develop your training plan to make it tailor-made to you, and it's, as I rightly said, it supports your planning. If you do not need to do functional skills, you're more than welcome to skip past this bit. But if you are required to achieve functional skills, you will have classroom teaching monthly. This will be embedded into the workshops. You'll have access to your assessors and your functional skills tutor on a one-to-one tutorial. You'll have workshops monthly. You'll have access to mock exams, and your exam will take place 3 to 6 months after you have started your apprenticeship. Your training plans are employer and learner led. and we are in partnership with Best Choice Training. It's focused on your job, and it will benefit yourself, it will benefit the employer, and it will benefit your customers that you are working with. In terms of 20% off the job training, this is training that you do in your own time, so not the training you do with Best Choice Training or with your employer. This is the time that you spend researching for your job role and researching for your apprenticeship. Your 20% off the job training hours are calculated depending on how many hours a week you will work, but you'll receive that information further with your tailor-made induction pack. As I mentioned, we conduct a skills scan and a functional skills scan. This identifies strengths and areas for improvement, and it supports with your training plan. So each step of the way, your training plan is tailor-made to your strengths and areas for development within skills and functional skills. In terms of your apprenticeship, you will meet the sector standards. These are skills, knowledge and behaviour. So with your skills, what do you need to do or what you need to do at work to develop your competence in a task or activity? Your knowledge, what do you need to know to show that you have the knowledge? And behaviours, how do you behave while you carry out your role within the workplace? So in terms of that, it consists of units, your qualification. These units are, as previously mentioned, are skills, knowledge and behaviour, and your BTEC and diploma and certificate will be with these as well. You will discuss assessment methods with your assessor, and these will include professional discussions, reflective accounts, observations, witness testimonies, employee observations, employer statements. You will have written assignments that will be set by your assessor. You will have projects, presentations to do, and work products to do. So with your assignments, if you log onto your OneFile account, you can assess your assignments here. It allows you to send messages to your assessor if you need more help. It will also let you have the assessment deadline set here, and it will also allow you to resubmit if you do need to do so. Here at Best Choice Training, we don't accept copying of other learners' work and copying off the internet. If you do get any information, such as legislations or laws, these all must be references, and there will be penalties for those who do plagiarise. Here at Best Choice Training, in your apprenticeship, you will have either a pass, merit, or a distinction grading criteria. We can discuss this further with you if you'd like to push forward more for a merit or distinction. The endpoint assessment, their role is to assess all of your work that has been submitted, to arrange the endpoint assessment date, and to carry out the final assessment. They will be the people who award you your final grade, and they will apply for the final certification for your qualification. As I've mentioned previously, your training plan is linked to your job role and your qualification. It includes employer training, best choice training, coaching, mentoring and distance learning, online learning and independent learning, which will be your 20% off the job hours. Once you've completed your qualification, if you are on a level 2, for example, you can progress into a level 3, 4, 5, 6 and beyond, and then you could either go to university to do a top-up degree, but it's completely up to you if you'd like to progress within the apprenticeship levels, or whether you'd like to go on to university degree. So the endpoint assessment will be a situational judgment test. It will contain structured interviews, observations, professional discussion at the end, and portfolio assessment and project presentations. The role of your assessor is to gather up all this evidence on the 12-month, one-day programme, and then train you to be ready for the observations and the professional discussions. As we keep mentioning, the e-portfolio is OneDrive for Best Choice Training. It's called OneFile. It gathers your evidence. It has a resource section for you to browse our resources, safeguarding information. Your handbooks are on there. It provides you with distance learning and gives you remote access. Not only that, you'll be able to see the standards, the course guidance, and different templates and guidances to help you along the way. And it will have endpoint assessment guidance on there as well. Not only that, your employer will be able to see any guidance that they require on there. OneVol is also your guide to Gateway. So once you've completed the 12 months one day, you are then taken forward into Gateway, and then Gateway takes you into endpoint assessment. You will also have a glossary of terms on there, apprentice showcase guidance for apprentices, reflective journal guidance, and also professional discussion guidance as well. Don't worry, you can also speak to your assessor about these points. I've already mentioned qualification progression routes, so career progression routes. You can work your way up in the company that you are in if they are happy to continue to take you on. You've got supervisory roles, project management, assistant managers, general manager, and also become an entrepreneur as well. In terms of your job description, we make this relevant to your qualification. It should be full-time paid work, and it should have a job project as well. So we need to have these submitted, your job description, in order to customise your training plan. What are your employee rights as an apprentice? So you must have a contract of employment, a job description, you should receive training and development, have an employee handbook, and have paid leave entitlement. You can access the government website to have a look at the apprenticeship wage. Learner voice and surveys. At Best Choice Training, we have learner surveys. These all take place to make sure we're giving you outstanding training provided. You can also have an internal verified interview. We'll have learner welfare checks, and with your assessors, you should receive learner monthly progress reviews. So next induction stage, so you should have an induction with your employer, have more information provided about the endpoint assessment process, have your job description, understand your on and off the job training, have access to your assessor and have your mentor and coaching. Your monthly reviews are there also. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to email your assessor and they will be there on hand to help you. So thank you very much for your time. We look forward to training you at Best Choice Training.